Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and we're having our trunk coffee today, and it's a little late today, but we're going to try to do a video on how to install a billet aluminum grill. There's several things that needs to be done on this in order to make that happen. We've got the original one here that's busted up into where the screws hold it on, and it's only a matter of time before it falls off. And this is what we're going to put on it, is this grill. Now there's a couple modifications that has to be done before this can happen. Number one, I got it upside down. Number one, these brackets are actually in the wrong location. They actually need to be moved in about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch. But we're not going to do that because that's going to be too close to the holes to redo pop riveted holes, and I really don't want to damage this aluminum. So we're going to leave it the way it is, and we're going to modify the piece that's inside there. So let's show you what we've got going on here. We have two problems. Number one, we have to figure out a way to open the hood. It'll pop from inside with a lever, but after you get done, it has this anti-pop-up lever on it, or latch. So you have to push down on the hood just a little bit, reach in there, and push that sideways. Well, once you put that one on there, you're not going to be able to get your hand in there. So we got to figure out how to make this work. And the bracket that they gave us was junk. This is the bracket that they gave us, and it's supposed to mount. And I've got that loose, so we can go ahead and pull it off of there. It's supposed to actually go and mount to the existing one, but they want you to drill a 3-inch hole here so you can push down on it. So when you push, it will open up for you. I don't like that idea. I'm not drilling no 3-inch hole in my damn plastic, I can promise you that. So we're going to try to figure out another way to do this. So right now, I can still reach in here and move that sideways. So I'm thinking there's got to be a better way. So what I've done is on the bottom of this grill, you have two rubber bumpers that just slips on a little thing there, and these two both fit down in a hole, and I'll show you what I mean. Anybody's got a Ford will know this, but those who don't, they go down in these holes right here on each side. And this lever up here, I wouldn't really mind cutting a little bit of a hole out right here, but I'm not cutting a big 3-inch hole right here. So we're going to try to figure out another way of doing this, because I can reach in there like that. That's no big deal. for no more than I lift my hood. It's not that big a deal to begin with. For that matter, hell, I could just reach up there and push that thing right there. So let's just give that a test and see if I can do that. Yes. So, anyway, those bumpers that I just showed you that goes down in them holes, what I have done is made a set of brackets out of aluminum that will mount on there just like so. And then we will screw these to this. So I need to drill and tap this so I can put a screw in from the other side there to hold that in place. And the reason I put a valley in it was so that this thing won't twist. So what this will do, be careful not to short my battery, is we'll take these two pieces here off of the original grill, and we'll just slide them on there just like so. So now we have our brackets. So now it will go on just like the original one. So now the only other thing that I have to do is, because they put these in the wrong location, they should have been in just a hair, because once this thing is centered, these here are off to the inside or outside a little bit further than it should be. So they're spread apart too far. And because this stuff is so thin and it's so close to being where it needs to be, I don't want to disturb this, because you'll start ending up getting into the hole and bending a little bit more. You just have to understand the nature of this stuff. It's just really thin. I mean, it's paper thin stuff, so you don't want to mess it up. So we're just going to leave that the way it is and just compensate for that problem. So what I plan to do for that is this. They fall right about right here. So I'm just going to take and just cut that out just a little bit on each side. Just a little bit. It ain't going to hurt it to come out another 1/4 inch and make that hole a little longer. And I'll do the same thing on this side, and that will compensate for this. Now you see this one's wallered out a little bit. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. But we're going to try, that's actually going to help us out by wallering this out, because then we'll have new to where it won't come forward a little bit and vibrate. So we're going to cut this out and we'll be right back. So now what we're going to do is, we've got a rat tail file here, and we're going to use this, and we're going to file this out on this side just a little bit. And you guys are in my way. And then we will test it to make sure that it goes in there okay. Alright. I think that'll work just fine. And then I'll do the other side and we'll be back. Now we're going to set this in place and see how close they come. Alright, so now let me go and drill and tap those pieces to put on the brackets. So now we're going to drill these in the center on both of them, and we're going to mount those to the grill, and we'll be back. Alright, so what we've done here is just wallered this hole out just a little bit. Yes, I used the word waller. And wallered this one out too. Then we have mounted our brackets onto it on both sides. And now let's try it out and see how it works. So now we're just slide this down in just like the original into the holes. And center it. And put our screws in. And then when you tighten it, it pushes down on it. So now we have them bumpered. And tight. And I believe that'll work just fine. So now the only thing I need to do is take the Ford emblem off, and I'm going to have to 3D print a plate to go in behind it so that we can sandwich the logo on here. One of those. And then we have to figure out, I believe that will work just fine right there, because I can reach right in there and turn that sideways. Just need to cut a little bit out right here. Just a little bit, not much. So I'll do that later, but for now, there's no reason why I can't just do that. That little bracket they give you is about flimsy as all get out. Flexes too much. But it's nice and straight all the way down the edge. Same way on this side. It's straight. And it sticks right even with the beauty ring or thing down here on the bottom. This one's just a hair out right there, but it's not enough that you would even notice it. Simply because that hole's wallered out a little bit. If it wasn't wallered out, in fact, I could probably just take and bend that bracket a little bit. So let's try that. I could bend that bracket back a little bit. Maybe a screwdriver or something to push that with. Actually, let me use a file. It's got a flat edge on the end of it. So we'll just take and grab a hold of this. And there we go. Now she's even. Just takes a little finesse. But I ended up using my amber lights, which I liked better anyway, for 2 reasons. And I'll put you up on your tripod and explain to you all that I've done to this truck and why. So I had to replace the radiator support, and that thing about kicked my ass. And so when I replaced it, I went ahead and started cleaning up stuff and uh, policing the wires that's underneath here, and remounted my horns in a better location so that they were kind of even, because you're going to be able to see the horns through this grill now. Before you could only see half the horn, but I went ahead and spaced them so that they were perfect. That way it looks uniform. Alright, then I had to get headlights because the holes, the sockets where you put your plug in, was wallered out round and wouldn't hold anymore. So I ended up having to get another set of headlights, and it was cheaper to get the whole assembly aftermarket than it was to get the originals. The originals were god awful, and all these were crystal clear. Well, one of the reasons why I used my amber ones, which I liked better anyway, is because on the clear ones I had to have amber light bulbs, and you could see the bulbs. And when the bulbs get old, they start flaking the amber paint off of it. So I decided I don't want that to be seen. It'll be down inside there. You'll be able to see it. So that was one reason I wanted to use this one, because these ones were fine. There was nothing wrong with them. It was the side markers that had the wallered out holes, and the headlights worked fine. There was nothing wrong with them, except they were so dingy, and I've tried polishing them and polishing them, and 2 days later they're back to being dingy again. So to fix that, I just went ahead and got the whole headlight system. Well, I had to do a bunch of modifications to the headlights, which wasn't it, it wasn't something I wanted to do. I had to replace the adjusters and take them off of my original headlights and put them on these headlights, because they were junk on the other one. They broke. Both of them broke. As soon as you start cranking on it to turn them, they broke. So we decided to go with just the headlights and the side marker, and I've got to get an amber light bulb, which I've got coming, LEDs. I'm going to replace all 4 markers with LEDs. Pretty much all my lights are LED except for the cab lights, which they're going to be soon too. And the back lights haven't been done, and these haven't been done. So all of them's going to have LEDs in them. We're going to bring this truck up to the times. And then the grill, you just seen that. So I think that looks a whole lot better than what it used to be. And it's not busted up. It's not going to rust. Now these brackets here might rust, but as long as I keep up on them, I shouldn't have a problem with them. And who knows, maybe one day I'll make those out of aluminum and put aluminum ones on there. I don't know why they didn't put aluminum on them, all of it aluminum. What they should have done was made these brackets that holds all these pieces together. They should have made those out of aluminum, and they should have made these brackets out of aluminum, because anybody knows metal rust, steel rust. So why not fix that problem? People don't make no sense. But anyway, it's getting kind of late. I got a late start today, and I still have to clean the inside of that and paint the inside of it. That's going to be a job in itself. I'm going to go in here and redo all my wiring and hide them so that they're not so strung everywhere, and clean up the plug wires and repaint all that red. I just got to get some paint first. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.